Welcome back to Noon Hour Out of the Box, episode 10. This is actually a milestone. We are so excited that you're here joining us. A big thank you to our audience. We so appreciate your love and support. A huge thank you to our producer, Jenny Duhame, who makes all this happen, and to my good friend, mentor, and co-host, Mr. Robert D'Alessio. Let's bring him on.
Hey, Esther, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Absolutely fantastic. And you know, I'm doing well because we've started going out again and having a lot of fun. And that freedom that we had, it's back.
And you know, it's so appropriate that on our 10th episode that we talk about something so very positive, you know, that the loosening of restrictions, the Quebec going green, and most of Canada opening up, in addition to North America. So this is huge. And, you know, we're all enjoying this newfound freedom.
Well, it's fun because, like I was saying before we went live, we took for granted what we had. It's called freedom. And it's a bit like, you know, one of these birds in a cage.
Yes.
You know, that's the way I felt. That's the way I was dealing with it. I felt like I was a bird in a cage. And now it's as if they opened up the cage and they let us loose. And slowly but surely, we're getting back to what is a normal life. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, as am I. And wait a second. This is unusual. You know what? I think Jenny is so excited about our newfound freedom. Her fun facts are coming on a little bit earlier today. So let's see what she's got to show us. Yes. Here we go.
Can't wait.
Jenny's Fun Facts.
We're in the green zone. When was the last time you were free? It does feel very much free at last.
Just sense of freedom. Free at last.
Fun facts.
We're in the green zone. When was the last time we were free?
The first thing I did when we were actually allowed to go out after 8 p.m., I went to a restaurant with some friends to have dinner.
Of course, we go on terraces. We haven't gone inside yet. We've gone out with friends on the terrace.
We can see our families now. We can hug our children.
First, to be in a restaurant, and two, not stressing about the time.
Done breakfast 3 times this week already, and I've done dinner.
I will be able to see some work colleagues soon.
It's really fun. I'm just so happy.
And it was actually really nice.
Just sense of freedom. Free at last.
We still have to be really careful, but it's fabulous. So free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. We're free.
Fun facts.
Amazing. Amazing. Love it.
Wow.
So true. Inspirational.
Wow. That's, you know what? These videos are absolutely amazing. And you know what? We have to outline Jenny's amazing talent for putting this stuff together.
Yeah, 1,000%. So well done. And it's so thankful for the participants, if you want to name them.
Oh, well, the participants, Miriam Lopez, of course.
Yes.
We met Miriam Lopez, and a big shout out once again to our friends at MSOPA. We met her there. And there's a Sonia Barnes Hubbins.
Yes.
And I met her there as well on Let's Talk Showbiz and MSOPA. And then there's the amazing producer of Esther's Breeze, the incomparable Fernando Renzo.
Yes. Big round of applause to all of them. Thank you so much for participating. So appreciate it. And just a brief outline. I mean, us as Quebecers, we understand this, but maybe people watching outside the province and outside the country, that we, in fact, were going by this progressive 4-level system. And we had been at level 4 for a very long time. And finally, June 28th, we came back to level 1. And which gave us a lot of freedom, though with some restrictions. It still was a huge breakthrough for us. And just to give you an example, and yes, that's the website where you can get a more extensive list of some of the newfound freedoms. So some of the easing of measures in the new green zone, you can now have a maximum of 20 people outdoors, which means in your backyard. And also at restaurants, they could be seated at terraces. They could be 20 people. There's 10 people inside. You can have up to 250 people at events where if they go to the exterior, it's 25, and interior, I believe, I'm sorry, interior is 25 and 50 outside. So that's like for weddings and events like that. So there is so much that we can be thankful for.
Well, you know what? What's fun and what I'm really looking forward to is these outings, a bit like comedy shows. And
Yes.
why not give a shout out to our good friend Claudio Silvio Capri,
Yes.
who heads the Comedy Offbeat, and he's got some shows going. And folks, check it out, Comedy Offbeat with Claudio Silvio Capri. He is the host of one of the hosts anyway. There are four of them on the Dirty Four podcast. And while we're on the subject and all that, I wanted to say that what COVID has done for myself, and then some of my friends tagged along, is that, man, did we learn fast how to become broadcasters during COVID?
Yes, you're right. Absolutely right.
And I want to give a shout out to both my good friends, fellow podcasters, both of them being Angelo Ange Perella, and he's the host of the Ange TV show. It's a podcast. And of course, Claudio Silvio Capri, who's the host, one of the hosts, again, there are four of them, I keep forgetting them, of the Dirty Four. So thanks to them, they're the ones who opened up our appetite, and we learned to be broadcasters. And this is what kept me going. It kept me sane because it was very hard. Remember, not long ago, we had a curfew.
Yes, it's hard to believe. Yeah, so, I feel the same way. And thanks to you, Robert, for introducing me to broadcasting. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this. And if it wasn't for, believe it or not, the pandemic, we wouldn't be sitting here. So in this horrid situation, in this extreme negative, there was some positive. So we have to look at that as well, because we've all come out of this learning so very much. And I'm so thankful for all the wonderful people that I've met and learning new skills such as broadcasting.
Yes.
And just taking a look and reflecting at our lives and people who are important to us. And there was a lot that, that we've learned. And as excited as I am about all this, I'm also being cautious. Just there are things that are still out there. So we do have to, it's not a total 100% freedom. We're not back to where we were prior to the lockdowns, but we're pretty darn close. And, it's made a huge difference.
Esther, now that we're here, I want to give a shout out to my good friend Eric Drainville. If you guys want some quality service, if you want your car to be pampered, you go to see Eric, Auto Pneu et Mécanique. Eric, if you could put up your phone number up on the screen, we'll put it. Okay, so if people, you want to have your car pampered, well taken care of, go to Auto Pneu Mécanique, owned by Eric Drainville. And another hello to another good friend, Louisa Miniachi. God bless her. She's such an amazing woman. Thank you for tuning in, to both of you, and for everybody who's tuned in right now.
Yeah, 100%. And, I just want to point this out, and I know people have, different feelings about this. It's very conflicting, but this is very important to point out. As of today, 50% of eligible Canadians are now fully vaccinated, which is equal to 44% of the total population. So, yes, I know certain people feel differently about using the vaccine, but it has made a huge difference. There's no doubt about it.
Here's a comment by Jenny. Go ahead. Go ahead, Leslie. You want to read it?
Yes, I've been so blessed with being able to do what I love during the pandemic: writing, acting, producing, directing. Yes, I miss working in catering, but also to have the time to take care of my health. Absolutely. Yeah, there's so much to be. Listen, I got ill during the pandemic. It was not COVID. I was hospitalized. It was difficult. I couldn't really have visitors for more than a few hours and one at a time. And it was an extremely tiring time for me as well. But I came out of it learning so much, and I talked about it a lot. That my age was no longer my cage, and that I was going to do things scared, and I changed my whole philosophy. And had we not been in the pandemic, perhaps I would have come out of it a bit differently. But because I had to go back into being confined after being hospitalized for 8 days, it gave me a lot of time to reflect. And again, there was so much that I learned. So I am so very thankful for that.
Well, you said you got sick during the pandemic. I actually got sick, and I got the bug itself.
I know you
And
did.
it was, just made me realize how much we take health for granted. I was
Yeah.
absolutely dependent. I was alone. I was home alone. I felt like Tom Hanks in Castaway on that island.
Right.
And I
One
had
of your
some-
favorite movies, I've heard.
if it's not the favorite. And I had wonderful people like yourself. God bless you, Esther.
Aw.
I'll never forget what you did. Even, you couldn't be there like physically to encourage and all that. You and Fernando offered to help. You were ready to go do my groceries. And you guys,
100%.
you live like a plane ride away, like far in the west end of Montreal. I won't say exactly because it'll be hounded with fans all over your place, but but you guys were absolutely amazing. I thank you guys so much for your kindness, and it just made me realize how helpless you can become. And believe me, I had lost all of my taste, all of my smell. I got up one morning. I completely stopped breathing. My lungs were just clogged, and I got like such a scare. And I have like a new take on life right now.
I know you do, and such wonderful things are happening to you. I'm so happy for you for that.
It's just amazing because through all of this, because the pandemic, it has been a blessing, and I know to many people, to myself. The pandemic has brought on our great web series, which you did something in the show as well. You did a cameo, and
That's true.
We're going to have you back.
Ooh.
And then I got to have to work with Jenny. She came on the Daily Struggles, taking a huge, significant role, partnering up with myself and Patty Saragosa. There's also the birth of Rob's Inner Circle that came out, the podcast, and that inspired me to get you going with Esther's Breeze. And now we have a Noon Hour Out of the Box. And through all of this, I found an absolutely amazing woman who's just turned my life around. And I'm just so happy. I couldn't be happier.
And I'm so very happy for you. It's amazing. Now, I had put out a video on Facebook and on Instagram, and I asked for people to say, or to either send a video or write a message about how they felt about this newfound freedom. And I did get these comments here, not all very positive. So Patrick writes, "Get rid of the stupid masks. It's useless, does nothing to protect you." Well, I beg to differ, but Robert, you have another take.
Well, I have another take on it. I think he was probably alluding to the fact that masks become ineffective after so long. After 4 hours, you're going to change them.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's probably what he meant somehow. But anyways, thanks to Patrick, Dennis, and Matt for your comments, by the way. Very appreciated.
Yes. Dennis writes, "It's only temporary. You all know, because you're not stupid. Summer will end and restrictions will come back, and third and fourth shots will be required, and conformity. We'll do this because we do as we're told for the greater good." And then he goes, lol. Now, there is truth to the fact that I know in Israel, they're now giving third shots to people who are immune compromised. So they are looking into that. And for the length of immunity of the vaccines, it might now just be 4 to 5 months. You might need boosters. You might need a third shot. So there's truth to that. Whether we'll have an uptick again in Europe, there is an uptick because of the Delta variant. So we still have to be cautious. Thankfully, so far in Quebec, the numbers are very low when it comes to that particular variant. Oh, found love. Yes. Yes. Extra. Read all about it. It's true.
Thanks, Jed.
Nothing stops love, not even in a pandemic.
I feel
and then
so good. Yeah.
You are so fortunate. As is she. So Matt writes, door-to-door inoculation coming soon. New Zealand, Australia, and just announced in the States over the weekend. So that is news to me. I don't know exactly what that means, but they might be referring to the fact that maybe it will come down to the possibility where we all might have to be vaccinated. So there's that. Oh, and what does Louisa write?
She goes, the medical staff was superb. Can't say enough about them. Louisa got COVID herself, and
Oh,
thank
my
God
goodness.
she got out of it well. Very happy for you, Louisa. Thank God you're doing well. She's an amazing person. I met her in person. I know her personally. She is so sweet. I can't wait for you to meet her one day, Esther. And she goes, Robert, didn't know you got it too. Yes, Louisa, I got it. And
Yes,
it wasn't
you
at
did.
wasn't at the same time as you. Do you remember, Esther, when I got this?
Oh my God, was it about a month ago?
It's
Is
about
that-
a month ago, yeah. So
Oh
wasn't
no,
at the
even
same
no,
time.
prior to that. No, maybe about a month and a half.
Yeah, but yeah, a month and a half ago. Anyways, it was a hard time. And thank you for the nice words, Louisa. Very grateful. Appreciate it. So Esther, oh my God, look at that. I mean, I got a ringing in my in my headphone over here. You know what? The ringing says it's time. It's time. It's that awful time. It's time to sign out.
Oh my goodness. Well, this was a very enlightening episode, a very kind of emotional episode. I feel happy. I feel sad. It's just a lot of mix of emotions. So,
Hey, you know what? We probably have time for that extra gum commercial. You want to talk about it?
just briefly, it's
Yeah.
just I don't have a clip or anything, but you could actually go on YouTube to find it. Yeah, there it is. So basically, it's done by Extra Gum. It's a commercial, and it's called For When It's Time, and it's exactly how I feel. You guys have got to see this. It's basically showing us when people were confined for so long and they're finally allowed to see people again. They're finally allowed out. And it's, of course, it's an extreme exaggeration. And you just see everybody sort of like coming in, like, guys with long beards, and girls are all disheveled, and they go running out of their homes and they start running into each other's arms, hugging and kissing. It's beautiful. I mean, of course, it's an exaggeration, like I said, but every time I watch it, I start to cry. So it's, yeah, very, very well done, and very much displays how I feel about all this.
Esther,
Yes.
it's time to say goodbye.
Oh no.
So myself and Esther, and Jenny, we would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you, Edna, for tuning in. Yeah, right at the end of the show, unfortunately. But hey, you can watch the show again on the Bobby Short Shorts and on Esther's Breeze. And feel free, if you want to send us some comments, whatever, by all means, we'll take your comments. So join us next week, same time, same place, same reason, same smiles. Esther, thank you so much for such an amazing job.
Thank you so much. I had a great time.
And thank you, Jenny, for all of your amazing work behind the scenes. That beautiful video you put together.
I loved it.
Making the show happen. Rob's Inner Circle and also Daily Struggles. God bless you, Jen. You're a champ. And everybody, thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.